TV. Alex Kamangila kufotokoza za nkhani ya kineo komanso malunga yomwe yabuka makamaka pa masamba a mchezo. Ndipo Alex Kamangila akuulula zambiri zokhuzana ndi family imeneyi ya malunga, akuti family imeneyi ndi yazikawenga. Ndiye tamvani zambiri zomwe iye wafotokoza.
Nkhani ya Kineo, this musician, the 22 or 23-year-old, ni nkhani yonena kuti ndi yachibwana. Ni nkhani yachibwana. But it's an important issue because it reveals umbuli wa Malawi. When I say umbuli wa Malawi, I'm not saying they are uneducated. In fact, ineyo ndaona umbuli kwambiri mwa anthu amene ali educated in Malawi. Anthu amene anapita ku school. Tingonena choncho. Tizisiyanisa. Okay, umbuli mwa anthu amene that went to school. Because I think when we say educated, then umbuli sizimagwirizana bwino. Kuma tizina anthu amene anapita ku school. Those that went to school, but they're still ignorant, you know. I mean, that's the most that was the most scary ignorance in the meneoyo. Yeah, anthu amene anapita ku school. They went to, you know, through their education system, but they came out even more ignorant, you know. Why I'm saying that, and why I think that's the most important aspect of ignorance that we need to do with in Malawi and engage, because it reveals the failures in our education system. And this is where the issues are. Issue memorization, you know. Could the education system yatu is about how much one can regurgitate. Mapunziro atu ako Malawi for years akalaonena kuti munthu always amatakuloweza bwino ndani, amene amatakuloweza bwino ndani. Number 1 in class amakhala amene amatakuloweza bwino. Amene amakumbukira, the one with the great memories, you know. So it wasn't the intelligent people. Most of the people that, you know, you get people that I've met a lot of people with 6 points, you know, 7 points, 8 points and all that, but people that, you know, like, you're like, okay, he got 6 points, this one, okay, and then what? Yeah? You know, oh, this one got a distinction or a credit in the university. Even somebody got a pass, but there are people that are brilliant that were withdrawn on academic grounds at the University of Malawi. And of course, by Zeru we did Chanko, who University of Malawi, who, you know, in the system. And then there are those that or they made it. In fact, the majority of people that made it through university, they are questionable. You know, questionable. And when I say university, I'm not talking about private. Private is, but we need to examine the university system in Malawi, the public, in the even those people that are. Because why am I saying this? I'm not trying to put in nyoze antu. I mean, obviously the cream of the nation, you find it in the University of Malawi and in the public sector. But we need also to unpack the cream. To when this is a banga critique, this is banga critique if at all. I mean, it's the cream of the nation. And when you unpack, I made a post. So one thing, the reason why I'm talking about all this education system, umbuli, ignorance, kupita school, it's because I have noted good comprehension. It's difficult. And this is I'm sana pita ku school worker. In fact, and I'm sana pita ku school nthawi zambiri. Amabanga they have their own wisdom. Imene amakwisa ntchito. Imene imabanga compensate. So and I'm pita ku school nthawi amadaidira. Amasiya kuganiza. Chifukwa ku school system imene anapita ija, you know, ati ingochula ni mbuli. Ndi anthu ambiri kaya. The ignorant are many. Iso sinkani yonena kuti munda wakula ntchito achepa. Hayi, ababa munda ndimene wachepa, antchito achuluka. Nkhani ya mbuli. You know, like the people that went to school but came out as ignorant as they went, you know. So, naemba post zankhani ya sisi malunga. Nani naonena kuti muchichewa ndizikambi kuti nalemba chake. Nalemba kunena kuti kholo wait uindi kuthekera kochepa kholo ulibe kuthekera kuti mwana wako azakhala wotani akazakula motani iwe chimene umayina kupanga ndikungoyesesa pa mwana uja kuti umphunzitse chikhalidwe chabwino komanso kholo ulibe kuthekera kunena kuti mwana uja akonda ndani sungapange control kuti akonda ndani all you can do ndikumuthandiza mwana uja kuti azakonde oyenera komanso kumkonda mwana uja ngati wakonda olakwika the best thing you do is to love the child wena kumkonda anthu ma comment amene anthu tophunzira people with master's degree na waine ngati ali nyumba mwaine asatire malangizo waine waine ndeweke this is a brilliant parent. Did you even read what I said? So first of all, I wasn't even criticizing anyone. Nanena, of course, Madurana, not everything else is childishness. And so when Nanena, zomwe nanena kuti ngati kholo suma khala ndi kuthekera kopanga determine kuti mwana wanga azakhala ngakhale ukhale parent otani ngakhale mwana wako uzimpanga ma restrictions otani ka umpase whatever she needs kajanja you just do your best kuma how the child comes out it's a different conversation altogether. That's why umapeza kuti kholo mayu wangwiro nzibambo mwina so mbusa kuchechi akupanga zabwino bwino koma chimwana chimene chimatuluka mmenemo chifukwa choti we do not aliye said no matter what the environment you're in the end munthu wekha umapanga choice what kind of life you want at the end of the day kumapeto kwake it's on you kumapeto kwake it's on you and these are not even opinions. What I posted was not even an opinion, you know, it was not even an opinion, it is a reality, it's the truth. Inezimene ndaona dzulo zinandipa samantha kuti and then makolo anthu these are parents, these are how parents are thinking in Malawi. Makolo anthu akuganiza choncho kunena kuti basi ine waine ndengati ali under me amene yoyo apanga zimene ndikufuna. It's not possible. Simungazikwanise simungazikwanise mwana nyumba chomwe umapanga ngati kholo kumpempherera kaya umampasa timambama ngati ukuona kuti imeneyo ndimene magwira kwa iweyo. Though I'm against corporal punishment of anything, you give the discipline that you know kuti work and with whatever the child is going. Umpasa support yomonga mpasa yomwe kuthekera ka vindalama ka materials ka school yabwino ka whatever. Kumano how that child turns out, you do not have control. And that's why mulungu amazafunikira umayina makolo timayina zipempherera ana athu. We should be praying because there are all sorts of things that those kids are meeting. Pali pressure yosa ya nanu nguvu ya pressure. You know, what happens in life is good, it's funny. You know, makolo amene amakhala strict ana wamazatuluka so kwambiri so zikana. Now, that's general conversation. Komano zandionesa nina wadi makolo ambiri ndo sazindikira. And ana ambiri are in trouble. Most children are in wrong hands. Because zinafika, wewe ndi mwana wankazi, tizaonera pa iweyo, Can you read what I'm saying? My part is, ineyo ngati mwana wanga, ulo ana anga. What I can do is to do my best, you know, kumulangiza mwana wanga, kumpanga punish when I need to punish them, but no corporal punishment. You know, I'm not going to engage in corporal punishment. I'm challenging it. Kaya mwana wanga azasolobana, kaya azasokonekera, but I'm not going to engage in corporal punishment with my child. Muzipanga ndi ana anuzo mapanga ma corporal punishment. Muzamenya kwa pula kutenga zikwapo ana anu. Because I know I've been a child before. What do you forget? Is not you have been a child before. There have been times in your magoro, in your magoro na kumenya nipo ni musana lako. Kwa pula kumenya muntu suna lako ya kuganizira kuwe ukanija kusalia and ana ambiri amatha kukula ata dana ndi makolo awo ata ali ndi chinkwiyo chifukwa makolo sana apange treat bwino ana. There are a lot of traumas that these kids are growing up with. Ana ambiri akukula ndi matrauma osayamba where my parents akuti parenthood mene ni madana ndi mwana wanga ndi mafuna discipline. anaja kupanga nawe engage ngoda makolo ambiri amaopa kuganiza safuna kuganiza ana makolo ambiri safuna kunifaka mango yamba basi makofi mwana wangono kumajimbama ngati munthu wankulu komanso makolo ambiri amakhala kudusa mzambiri mavuto ambiri amakhala kudusa mavuto ambiri mavuto ngati ma stress kusowa kwa ndalama kusowa kwa fuel mwina so chibwezi even ma side chick hapa ngachipongwe azibambo manyumbamu o ma side bay azibambo zibwezi zawo hapa ngachi akabwera ku nyumba kuja zimathera mwana kungoti iwe ndawuza baba syllabus there's this other guy amakonda kuonesa kuti mind ovuta amagenda ndi syllabus mwana basi kuti mwana wa galu ine mwana wa galu nde galu yo ndi ndani ndi mwana wa galu. Anyway, zomwalemba my sister asisi anga Alice zomwanena Alice Alice Andrews talks ndizaboza zomwanena zomubanga defend sisel malunga palibe chance chimwe wanena Alice amene bajabu, and I would love to engage her on that. And in terms of if that's the kind of parenthood you don't, as I said, mwana wako mabanga dwe kuma mwayankula mo kanga kuti mwana wa mamuna sakhala mwana ifandu wa mamuna. There's a huge issue that is happening here actually. Yonena unena kuti ana amuna samakhala ana, and they also make mistakes. It seems like mwana wa mamuna because anambiri maka mwana wa mamuna boy child is left out. Now yonena kuti concretely you should engage on the boy child. You are blind, you are busy praising a man that is threatening to kill a child. A 22-year-old, a 23-year-old is a child, by the way, in Malawi, especially in the context of Malawi. Muntu wazaka 23 ndi mwana ku Malawi kuja. Andi muntu wa bambo, akumunenedwa akunenedwa unena kuti basi ndimupha amene ujayo, ndimuotcha mashalabadwa, ndimuotcha majani mabozi ake au burn his boss. And you busy a good parent. Where is the wisdom? Where is the olija? Until mango ngada no se mango suda jamba. Ngaduna malasta mango yasaji Eugene ganja bena bagali se mango suda. Because the things that I see on social media, the people that I respect and what they speak, I get shocked. I get shocked, you know, like zibambo wankulu ngana mene hii. Now, the thing about Cicel, Malunga, the thing about Cicel, you can't take what he says lightly. When he threatens someone, you have to be serious because the history of the Malungas with violence, him himself, Cicel, and the Belontumba, not to America, Yomana Banga defile a 14-year-old. But Yogudi Anamenya Panganani Ndovi. So in a scene of Wanderers, in fact, Wanderers Iman the Boa. Ichimene man yasira Wanderers don't know the Imazi Boba team, Lugana Wanderers team. It puts itself in the argument that it should not be. Because Wanderers is not a rival for bullets. In the team I ain't gonna be with bullets. Team many things I'm in the rival yatu. Kuma so ilibudari, kuma bin the rival, the silver strikers, because live already ima bweda pa pixan urantu mu pixan, you know, but the Wanderers city pixan anayo guy. All Wanderers ida dijinyaka 100. That's the thing. Ida dijinyaka 100 in the next 5 years. They will never reach the context, meaning the powerhouse ya bullets, you know. So because many bullets ya winner is what determine what kind of a team it is, and the next team that comes at a distance actually in the silver strikers, and then Mabira Wanderers kutali kwambiri. So Wanderers the team ya ingono kwambiri kumalawa. The number 3 kumantwa Wanderers mayankula kwambiri. Ajina Gizito mayankula kwambiri. Ajina ndani ajina wota Nyamilandu kuyankula kwambiri makape inuyo ajina wota Nyamilandu. Ndipo dinu simunafike poso pa kazi yathu. Sina kamuti mpira ndimati ni maka inyo ni maside chigatu a Wanderers. Muri kutali kwambiri. So CEO wa Wanderers Panganani Ndovi, a very good guy. You know, he's a good guy. Like he's a good guy. Like, at least my engagement I've had with him, He's good. I've played with him once. Pachichi, the socials. He's very good. I mean, in his past, he has played football and he's a good midfielder. Pangalan. He's very good. His employment at Wanderers was professional. He has experience and he's Panganani. He went there to do work, you know. And then Ajina Malunga, with their history, they feel they own Wanderers in the art. Green Malunga, so Ajina Malunga, they were criminals. And they have been used throughout the years. Ndajina Bagiri Muze Aja, you know, I'm aggressive and Shito, those families, and they will remain poor because the class. So you know, the narrative, the jurisprudence, the conversation, the discussion, the discourse in Malawi, led by ignorance, misinformation. Narrative is misinformed because Cicero and high classy. What does Cicero do? Can you tell me professional Cicero? I'm a dime. Apart from Ubanga Katapira, Dumaga Menya Sonai Katapira. So his job is the bouncer. That's his job. Cicero do. So Kineo Jed, that musician, that guy, that boy, and Mugumbanga described, and Wawu Geto, that boy is doing something for himself. That boy is a genius. He's a musician. Whatever. I don't know much about him. Maybe he has his own criminality and all that. I can come out someday. Because this account information because I think I'm always someone and green can do in Duabuino. Get with bus soon as way was not muntu just so kupenga menio. Kupandanzelu. That boy, Skinner, the boy and madness, whatever he is. That boy is huge. He's a sensational. We know him. Of course, I've never listened to his music, but now I'll listen to him. But one day he will blow more. And if he has any songs, Mkanga to Usa. But people want to know you. That boy is doing something. Some think about a point. You know, think about a point. Zani, Bambage and Kazwage, Waye. Who was an Kazwage? The girlfriend wagging. Okay, let me not. And this Sakomebe. The girlfriend wagging. Ameojayo. Sino mkodi zina ndani mwana wa Malunga. Miss Malunga. Let's call her Miss Malunga. Mfana ameojayo ni Pepsi yake. And you a 23-year-old dating a 19-year-old. That's okay. That's normal. That's normal. You know? Kine ojasa nyozela amendi dolo. Ndi dolo ameojayo. Ndipo Magolo no samene muri mbwa mungo yankula zo bebera. You are not helpful to the nation. You should musimbange sit down muziringa lile mu pepese mudipepese ife ana. Kamena mu pepese mulungu muzigude bakali ba muzigugude pajani pantima pajifua. Ifua jaka ganzani ko pepera. Cicero, the bouncer basi. Professional in the bouncer. Andama menya antu down. He's a criminal used, or he uses himself as a criminal. Our this is 22. Yeah, he's 22. A 22-year-old. Ndipo is dating a 19-year-old. There's a 3 or 2 years and some months difference. That's a good age. In fact, you know there's a law that essentially confirms now the age difference when people are dating. Kind of difference here 2-3 years. That's perfect for issue your consent and authority taking advantage and all that. The law has described that within the law of defilement, especially. Of course, this is we don't fall, but I'm just trying to educate or to share this information and how it's relevant. We don't have to see 2 or 3 years. It's relevant. But I count down to 10 years. That would have been an issue, beginning from me. I think the issue is class. What class? The Malungas are not class. The Malungas cannot stand out in Kumanina we are class. Class here give you the Malungas. Which class? Agudi, my guy, why are you ever reacting? It was just parenting. Oh, You parent by threatening other children to burn their balls. What the hell? Who are you? Who are you? If you say good, if you're saying I'll burn your balls, you're parenting. What kind of parenting is that? That was not parenting. You are threatening a 22-year-old. You, Alice Andrews, you think that somebody threatening a 22-year-old is normal, is okay? Oh, I want influencers that pay attention to issues. Before we engage, we should pay attention. And Alice, I'm speaking from a place of brotherhood. Yeah, but she's influential and important. And so Alice mupange so video ina mupange clarify kuti mukuti chani. Zilibe kanthu kuti ndinowamisa zilibe kanthu chabwino. Musova muona kuti mutani. Let's go back to the issue. Ajina pangana ndovi kuwandazi kuja kuyendesa timu pana timu tu inaza wina tu league tu. Ina wina timu yonena kuti sita mpira olo. Koma ajina pangana najo kulongoswe pana wina league. Congratulations once again. Koma ni wandazi kango wina. Maule awandazi asa wine pandi ninyo second town muno. Maule, make sure wapitipo. Manoma asawine, akangowina. Manoma ndinyo zeka. Maule, mubange za kineo. Lelo, maule muwine for kineo. Wini ya lelo is for kineo. Kama akangowina wandrazi. Leo di, tienda o, mayo. Komandani naye uri wonders oita tinyaka 100 ndimu yaingono kwambiri kwa bullets. Our history shows that, you know. Sisi ujed anakamenya mkulu watu panganani ndovi kumutibula muntu wankulu kumutibula so savage zenzen muntu mpaka na kuchipatala mpaka na anakamanga muntu uja. So now I need bail. Why you on bail? You threaten to assault, you threaten to cause grievous body harm to a 22-year-old. You are supposed to be arrested. And okay, so you are supposed not to commit any other crime. Why in the so mwandu ana mangida sisi ndio tunataka sisi ni serious zoti boma likwenda kuona sauti tumiza polisi kama kile sisi and that's a country. So and how people quickly say you're losing focus. Oh, this is what I'm talking about. My issue what number so already knew what I stand for, what is many mabangas into mabanga jani ndikama now justice judiciary corruption. Why do I talk about corruption in the judiciary? Why did I begin to talk about corruption in the judiciary in 2024, as some of you know? But I started talking about corruption in the judiciary long before then. But I think a lot of people anaipanga grab, especially for social media in 2024. It's about justice. The idea is justice. The concept is justice. Access to justice. Chirungamo jende ngati. That's my code. What I stand for is that chirungamo. Corruption ndi just a branch oni chintu chimene chimapanga barrier, it's a barrier chimaleperetsa kuti chirungamo chijachitike katangali. So katangali uja ndikumucheka kumulowa ndikumpanga review kena kuona kuti ma systems apange preso ngati ma systems apanga preso ndikumaitenga sonkhani chandeka kuthamanga naye kuyika pambambanda kukudandaula kupanga formalize everything, officializing the complaints, the issue yaikulu ndi ya chilungamo. So ndikamanga china chonse chimene ngati mukazaona kuti chinthu chichigwizana ndi justice, then you can say kuti you have lost the plot. Iungo panga chiti chonse, you have lost focus. If napanga chinthu chimene chichigwizana ndi pursuit of justice, but my duty, my work, my spirit pushes me on justice, the pursuit of justice. When I talk about Shepherd Bushir, it's about the pursuit of justice. When I talk about Kamangila, Uyundani Abu. By the way, I'll have a live Yabunobwine Yokuza za Abu. I had a network issue, and then so many other issues came up, like my personal life and general things. Schedule is very tight, has been very tight. So that's what it's been about. So I'll address the issue in detail. Fazao Abu. And you see, the mainstream media doesn't want to write about it. And, and then there were a Sanka leadership. So you can see, okay, my elections are MISA, Malawi chapter, reveals to you the power that the cartel has in Malawi. Because it does not make sense. This is not even into media. He's a PR, public relations officer. He's now leading MISA Malawi chapter. Like, make it make sense. That's how the cartel grabs you by the balls and moves. And because look, but I'm going to work with the current leadership, because when I work with the leadership, either this is Gwira na Limozi, kabena this is Kamangila. Uyo. Dedi ambiratu, warning in the many, could the media leadership, but leadership journalism in Malawi is a suspect. How is this? The president especially. But I work with them to ensure justice is being done in Malawi, the reporting and all that. But in the context where they don't want, they tipanga wauyo. Pamene muntu wali babelo. Pamakazi Zambiri mbili zimene saina kupanga. Chachi china nchimene ama inasa osapanga ndikupala mulaso mulandu. Muntu ali babelo lili mtumba. Ne asisewa sudango pala mulandu wina kapena nyani wawo mulaso mulandu ogwirizana ndimene anda balamona wao jenwa amene anampasira belo kuopyeza kuti akazinga akazinga maliseche malipyata amwana wa zaka 22, threatening to cause violence, which is why Ali Babero. So he's not a changing person, and he's planning to commit, and he basically has threatened to kill someone, to do worse than what he did to Panganani Ndovi. And you see, we can't take this as a joke, because we know Kamangila is the most misunderstood guy so far. He's brilliant, big up man. No, I'm not really misunderstood. People deliberately do these things, or they act as if they don't understand what I'm saying. It's because I'm a Kawudi, and the Apo Itekayo, or Abalea, or Anzao, or Maido, and Hamena Pembeza. They speak the way they speak to me on social media. But people understand what I'm saying. There are very few people that don't understand my message. So don't worry about those people. We are moving on. Yeah. So, bere mene asise malunga ali nayo akwena atani kodi akayi chose ayipangire voco ndipo amangidwe mpakana mlandu wake ndipanganani. If I was lawyer Panganani, that's what I was going to forward. If I was a prosecutor, I mean, to prosecute case on behalf of the state of Malawi, but the complainant being Panganani, that's what I would seek the court to do. And Panganani here, Peter Kamangila, all the best Panganani, all the best. Learn the right things at the law school, learn the right things. The sister of the Malunga family has been committing a lot of crimes. And when I studied, ndabanga study my video angapo Malunga. Mwana wake wa Malunga ujeti needs counseling, and pata uzatu rugiaso zintuzina zake. Knowing the family ya Malunga and their sexual scandals within the family, if people need to pay attention to the girl child, of how the father is treated. In fact, how the father treats Kineo is a boy child issue, but also it's a girl child issue. Because why? We should listen to what things people say. is actually how patriarchy behaves, where they are like protecting women, but they are trying to protect themselves, their own unjustified integrity or unjustified public attention or public standing, because that has nothing to do with the child. Do you think what is message is now has a secret chanchano kunkalibia mwana ujo sana kankalibia osabwera bae abambaji asisa abambaji ndo pusa kwa midaba mbo pusa acho ya bamba minaji ndikunena unena kuti outside the law, outside the crime, asisa Malunga is stupid. And it's not even an opinion, it's a reality, it's a proven fact, it's a factual. Sisa is stupid because mwana wa kwedi ngadali pachibwezi ni mundu and you're not happy. Engage your child, engage your daughter. You have no any business with kodi kineo alibe family. Where are you, the family ya kineo? Mwena muntenge kineo jamukadanda ule ku police. You should lodge a complaint, a formal complaint against Malunga threatening to kill your child. It's a crime. People should not get away and say just because in the Malunga. You know, the politicians use my families in the Malunga to terrorize people. Tumadanda wapompano za anyamanda azi kwanje kulilongwe. You know, the Malungas are used by the TVB. That's why panoba panga zo pepera basi kuona ngati ziko jendrao ziko menja sila muntu. That country, Malawi, belongs to all of us, and we're not going to allow politicians to be funding to my family to pepera to panda nchito to gwisi nchito ngati condom ngati nama, because the Malungas are used like condoms in the thick of things, in the scheme of things. The Malungas are used as condoms, and they will remain poor. Like in a real sense, you know, because what? They just want you to be like that. So let me give you an example. Nkani ya Kasakula inda mapanga zola kwika ama he was unprofessional. Kasakula ni makubuza kuna ananda ndalama, for instance nkani ya Sata Zuma Sata, and he is a criminal. Kasakula Kumanu, how they treated, how did the Malunga jazz exactly, because Malunga was involved. Uja supporter ujama vinisa chimimba ku airport. Those people, the Malungas in the Gudi, they have been terrorizing Malawi for years, and we have been watching and grabbing hands. Then the Kamangila Malawi didn't know pusa. Kina muzina da akutukwan. Wouldn't know pusa ni kutukwan amego. How did the Malunga ndibangwe wani ndazi nzake ina ndima maulidi? What is it maulidi? Penetrate the security detail ya MPC. Nugamu tenga ma ujeni maka mo pieza in broad daylight, and milandu meja sikuoni udidi kutiko. Where is that case? The whole state broadcaster, if who chiri samanyazi kwambiri, we are very embarrassing. Like we are so embarrassing. Like in Nazane manhaina we are blatantly embarrassing. You know, ndifan who is this on this it? I mean, as a nation, my bland, and you go my bland in a account. Is this on this it? You know? So, I go to Kamangila, Ukamaliza, Usepuleko, a speedy carrier and logistics. A lot of people have complained the issue of speedy carrier and the logistics. And my journalist then Ananduza Kuti and Hakafuna Kuremba, as many as my editors are man and Rama. And I've got a lot of evidence. My editors are Matsegula. My Airtel Mpamba Wanyuani in different names. Yona Malunga. Yes, I was talking about my Yona. I'll come back to Yona. My card Anyuani, the Land and Rama, they are receiving a lot of money. So I speed the carrier and the logistics limited. And they are causing a lot of chaos. But give me more data. I can have a live just to talk about, but in the person information. And then when you give me information, give me time to do my own investigation with my team. And a couple of people in terms of how the speed carrier people and logistics are doing. We need to rise up because people take advantage of you, even the services that you are paying. You pay expensive and you don't even get the service. And you want to move on. You want to move on. Zero. Dinabida ku function. Ya Amalawi, amina Okago Island, I am Sabungwe, lo Tugulana. Amalawi amina Okago Island. Now, ufuso kumata, kumazimisa bungu ime ilipo gare. Amalawi amini wao, pa bungwe limene alipolo ataliona unena kuti bungwe limene lokhazikika lakalekale limene siwo sanali part of kuli kutukula ataona unena kuti munthu mmodzi waipanirira bungwe lija hene Mkumbira walipanirira bungwe lija angofuna create president basi ango is just bribing 2 or 3 people, the noise makers, empty tins literally, you know, basi anthu akanaona afuna change basi yo japa pangape anthu aja just not yo jalibe na unchito, but when it comes kuti afuna kuti it should remain, you know, institution association ya Malawi akunja munthu kumapeza kuti ndalama zawo institution zimalowa mu personal account, which is a crime in Europe. It's a crime in Malawi, but you know how these systems work. Kuma utulo la ku Malawi lija msuti li machoka kangokwera ndege, you know, anabwera nalo kuno utulo lija ndikukhazikika. So but Malawi ena amene anaona kuti zinthu sizingamapirira, they change, and then they have started an organization that wants to uplift Malawians, not to uplift the people that are standing in the name of Malawians. You know, so the point is unena kuti what I'm driving at. Zinthu zoyipa zikamachitika pamafunika ena ake adzuke, you know. So we have people, I will do a live even to talk about this, just that you know before Malawi ena amvetse kumaso the diaspora, it's a very critical population, and for over the years the politicians have been taking advantage of the diaspora kumangoipepelesa basi anthu mangodikira anthu amene ali voko ku diaspora mangodikira kuti boma likasintha yakalo athu atutumiza ku embassy azitumizira ndalama tizipanga nawo money laundering, because people in diaspora are being used also to engage in money laundering, and that's why they are the good number of people in diaspora, they don't like Kamangila. You know, they wouldn't like me because I will expose them. I know their moves, and so they even here they don't even need being financed. Of course, they are being financed to attack me and all that, but Sangani Bangerich, you know. God is a God of justice. So if God is a God of justice, and I'm fighting for justice, why amanena kuti anthu anga akononga ifa chosaziwa? Anthu amene sanazindikire how powerful I am, ndi anthu omvesa chisoni, and why I cannot be ineyo sindingagwetsedwe anyhow. Nde ineyo muno ake ninza wene kuti nzagwetsedwe ndi kuti ndatani ndasiya kupemphera. If I stop, you know, praying and walking with God, that's the only way I'm going to go down. If I stop praying, ngati ndizasiya kupemphera kuti kulola kunena kuti Mulungu andithandize, but the fight against justice munthu, or the fight for justice, I cannot be defeated by human, by zabwino basi ayi. Anthu amene ankakhala ku Ireland kuno akhala ku Ireland kuno ataona unena kuti bungwe lina lake likupondereza Malawi zikupanga benefit munthu mmodzi, aona kuti njikulakwika, they rose up and changed, sought for change, and that's what they will do. But there's also what we need to pay attention to, kuti anthu akapanga chonje akagawikana ndikuyamba zawo amapeza kuti ayiwaso chimene anachokera akufuna so azunjikireso. So we also have to pay attention, and I mean akukhala ku Ireland should pay attention to this new group that has begun, because they then have to raise the bar. They have put a challenge to themselves, a bigger now the scrutiny, they will be more scrutinized even more. Could they should also not repeat the mistake that made them say is save a muntu mmodzi, is saving a few people instead of saving all Malawians that are living in Ireland. So I would encourage Malawians that are living in Ireland to join this group, not only to support its cause, but to support with this chilungamo chizioneka pa ntchito zimene akugwira aziyimirira Malawi onse, aziyimirira Malawi kuti, you know, family yama Africans, yama Malawians outside Europe is very important. But kunongo, even ku UK, Malawi amukhala basi gossipy, basi kumangoyanga na kuti kumapikisana, like what are you doing? Like mwachoka kwa ntopa, but the ntopa in you is still in you. You want to live ngati muli kwa ntopa. Mwachoka kunchenga otuwa, mukufuna muzikhala ku Europe ngati muli kunchenga otuwa. You know, this is Europe. Can you wake up? Can you rise up? Like, you know, chimene china ndi option ineyo. I so good. So You should know kuti mchenga otu wamene ndikunena swapa no kuti kwa kuli manyumba abwino chanjani no fa mchenga otu wapano is a town. Ndi mchenga otu wamene anthu amene amakhala ku Europe kuno amaonesa ndi mchenga otu wamene anachoka 10-20 years ago 30 years ago, so it's worse. So you find anthu onena kuti they are in Europe, they are primitive, they are the Malawian who is in the village, they are more advanced. Malawi napangana ndivaka anthu amazadabu kuti akabwera kumalawi they get a culture shock kuti Malawi anasinda chonchi anthu amene akuganizira amazakhala shock. And some of the things that we get depressed anthu aku Europe kunoko ndiona kuti kabwera kunyumba kuja ndikuona amene anthu apangira progress. Why? When you were living, you left with ndilande life. Unacho undilande kuja suna usiye unasiya unakame ndi undilande uja kubwera kunoko basi wakuti watenga mimba wakuti ndiye you're in Europe. You know, tizakhala ndi live kungokamba za live in diaspora kuti anthu muzamveste bwino. Speed Carrier and Logistics Limited. Ngati mufuna kuti banking the person information and we will engage. Anyway, Kasakula uja anatibulidwa ndaji nayona Malunga ndi anzake ena akabange wani chanjani. And these boys ajina maulidi, they were praised as heroes. When you see what is happening zokuza kusowa kwa maliseche anthu kulowa shile kunsanje kuangabu kuchikwawa, it's because of lack of accountability. Anthu akapedwa in the mob justice way. The police in Malawi are not helping for years and years and years. We need to start holding people accountable. My family is once amena na loser anthu amene mabanja once amena na loser anthu through mob justice. Mwena musumire boma. And you should sue the government for failure to protect the right to life of your relative, because what accountability, like muntu atapedwa then what, because security might now car there. Even muntu wakuba bale wanu utanaba, by the way utanaba ngumugwira kumpeza utanaba ngatana mupa, you have the power, the law protects wakuba. Hello, you should know that the law protects the criminal. That's what the law is. It protects everyone, including the criminal. Put us a paid way. That's why we have prisons. Why should other people go to prison and others be killed? So we see like many hey, I'm protecting the law, guy. When we tell rule of law operates not only for people that are following the law, even the people that are not following the law, they are protected by law, rule of law. Ashina Malunga, that family has continued to terrorize people. Leonard Malunga, maziwa mena na fera bale wa ajina yona ajina siseo ana menya lenzo nkani yake yotembenuza soya kuti amatembenuza na soya ndi mkazi wake wina like pachibale. Whether that was true is different. Ndikumenya muntu champaka na kukomoka mpaka na kupita kuchipatala anakazizimukira kuchipatala koma chitukire ni kuchipatala muntu anapeza tango chakachika mpana nata anamwalira. It's a murder case. If you have to investigate bwino ndi murder case imeneyo, or at least attempted grievous body harm, which it's life imprisonment. Life imprisonment. But they are continuing. You want them to continue to terrorize people. So lenzo sinkhani yokai ya panganani ndovi ndinkhani zingapo za crime. Even in America, although that family was in America, it's not only a defilement but an issue ya murder. My accusations are murder. And the family mecha na ibana. Ajina sister sangabiti, they can't go to America. And that's not, I'm not saying that's an issue. Just banning people from going there, it's not nothing. It's nothing because they are still, causing chaos in Malawi. And you are there clapping hands for them. Mundu basi wangu kula tupi basi nsima inukumati, di meya. Malawi, we are very stupid. That's why that country, Ango choka awa kubwera awa akuba awa utibera awa ango utibera Malawi. Anyway, the bottom line is we need to protect the boy child, but also we need to protect the girl child. Chifuga mwana uja atokauta kulandira nkhaza kutoka kwa bambo yake. Nkhaza zama mitundu yosiyana siyana. And I don't have evidence on this allegation that I'm making. But mwana uja atokauta even akugwirirwa. I know what I'm talking about. Fathers are guilty at some times. Family members, the closest. Because, and I repeat, that is an allegation. I'm making an allegation. The girl hasn't told me anything. The people around them haven't told me anything. But the way I've seen the videos, Yoka Berega, iPhone Ija, Yotantani, the way he has been behaved and how he has behaved towards Kineo, there might be some abuse that are happening, and that abuse can be physical abuse, can be sexual abuse, and because I know these things, I've met criminals for many years. I know how criminals behave. I'm a funa kuziere some criminals, kwambiri quickly or nothing. So kapiete kamelana banga bambaja towards Kineo, it can be coming from something jealousy. Oh, with the daughter, it's not you're protecting the child. There must be something that girl is going through abuse. She's being abused, and through some media, kumpanga embarrass mwana. Kono ntundu wanjiro panga za behavior yote jamwana, zomama panga sise ozija akanene kunena kuti akada bwekuti mwana wake akupanga dating a 22-year-old. Like make it make sense. What are you talking about? Search me here. Hello. We should be people that are pursuing justice and not my friendship, not janjan. We should be people that are paying attention to things. Tizi angana zintu tizizi angana bwino. Tizizi osamangu zi angana zintu pamwamba. We should be able to scrutinize things. Dziko limene jatkwena tili chape and tili chapa tonse. Tonse fe twena tili chape. Wake up Malawi azi. Osama go na tulo basi tulo. Have a nice Sunday.